just kidding. Sorry, it said be short, be sweet, be out, right? But honestly, Captain, Commodore, thank you, sir. I really appreciate this opportunity. All the friends and family of Jose, can't say thank you enough. Good morning. As the captain said, I am truly honored to give this speech. My name is Chase Vizzier. I've been Naval Supply Officer for the past 14 years. Fortunate enough to serve on board USS Monterey with Jose. First off, before we start talking about Jose, happy birthday. You're 129 and going strong. So happy birthday to the Chiefs mess. A little bit about myself. Both of my grandfathers were Chiefs. The day that I got commissioned, they say, congratulations, you don't know anything. Listen to your chief. Now they were Chiefs, so they used a little bit more colorful language than anything, but you get the gist of it. It's some advice that I've taken to heart and done my whole entire career, because I know the Chiefs are the backbone of the Navy. So on the Chief's birthday, what a fitting day to honor one of the best Chiefs that has served the United States Navy. Furthermore, I am honored to be giving this speech. Recently, the Admiral at my command and a fellow captain reiterated that Master Chiefs only really start listening to an officer when they put on that eagle, whether captain or colonel. So the fact that a lowly lieutenant commander like me is standing in front of you giving a speech at a Master Chief's retirement ceremony means the world to me, something I'll brag about and treasure. I'm truly humbled and honored. So thanks, Jose. But enough about me. Let's talk about Jose, who has done it all, but what really distinguishes him and sets him apart is he not only gets the job done by continually going above and beyond what is expected, but he also has a good time while doing it, constantly bringing up the morale and spirits of those around him. So let's talk about Jose's historic career. 5 ships. USS Fife, USS Blue Ridge, USS Arthur Radford, USS Harry S. Truman, and 2 tours on board the USS Monterey. Not trying to call you old, but 3 of those 5 have been decommissioned, so read between the lines there. Okay, he also had a myriad of shore assignments to include Groton, Connecticut, Naval Medical Center, Portsmouth, Virginia, Assault Craft Unit 1, finally here at Group 4. This just further proves that man can do anything. Jose is that rare talent that you can put in any role and just expect greatness. First got the opportunity to meet this greatness named Jose in the middle of the Persian Gulf. For all of you non-geographic experts, that's a big body of water in the Middle East. Great place to visit if you don't have anywhere else on the planet you would rather go or anything else to do with your life. Anyways, when Jose checked on board Monterey, I was like a kid on Christmas morning. He flew on board the Monterey via SH-60 helicopter to meet us on deployment. To set the stage, we had been without any senior leadership in the supply department for about 5 months. So saying I was excited for him to get on board was an understatement. Let me tell you, Jose came in like a wrecking ball, asking the tough questions and ensuring everyone was upholding the higher standards. Granted, we all know Jose, so he took a few naps throughout the day, but when he was awake, he couldn't be stopped. Seriously though, what Jose did on board Monterey was nothing short of miraculous. He took a department that barely passed certification and turned it around. He won the Logistics Management Excellence Award 2 years in a row, which before his tenure, the ship had not received an award in quite some time. Then his department, the supply department, was the one ship on the East Coast selected for the Logistics Excellence Readiness Award. This award is special because you cannot put yourself in the running. Instead, you were selected. Then the USS Monterey was awarded the USS Arizona Memorial Trophy for 2017-2018. This trophy is awarded every 2 years to the best performing combat-ready crew among ships on the surface force, with primary mission of strike warfare, surface fire support, and anti-surface warfare. So yes, this trophy was given to the ship. However, to steal one of Jose's favorite quotes, amateurs discuss tactics, the professionals discuss logistics. So needless to say, supply had a major role in the backbone of earning this award. Speaking of quotes, have you ever seen Jose's email signature? There is usually a few quotes from all over the place. Sometimes it's Napoleon, then it's Batman, then it's to JFK, and finally to Superman. I wonder how long Jose contemplates what quote I should use today. And I don't know if you've ever seen him use technology, but I also think about how long it takes him to set it up. But again, to get back on the track because I'm digressing, the reason the ship was successful in large part was Jose's ability to lead. And further prove that point, when our CMC or Command Master Chief, for you non-military types that is a head enlisted on board a ship or command in the Navy, when he had to leave our deployment, Jose was hand-selected to fill in for him. By the way, this is our second deployment together in less than 2 years. There are many senior chiefs and even master chiefs more senior than Jose, but he was selected based on his impeccable ability to lead, motivate sailors, and get the mission done. Just to put it in perspective, for those final 6 weeks of our second deployment, Jose was in charge of ensuring the daily operation of more than 400 sailors, to include keeping morale high after being away from our friends and family for 6+ months. Oh, did I mention while he was CMC, we fired 30 Tomahawk missiles into Syria? I would tell you more about this time, but the way I know Jose likes to tell sea stories, I'm sure everyone's heard it multiple times. Just want to set the record straight. No, Jose was not loading the Tomahawks in by himself while we're taking on enemy fire. I think the story goes he fell out of his rack bed as we fired the first Tomahawk, hit his head, but he quickly made it up with the rest of the crew to watch the Tomahawks fly to hit their target. Anyways, I think him being selected to fill a senior enlisted leader shows the trust and confidence he earned from everyone in the crew. From the captain down to the brand new seaman, Jose treated everyone with dignity and respect while being able to motivate everyone with a positive and charismatic attitude. I feel like I was the lucky one, because not only did I work with Jose professionally, but we became lifelong friends during this tour. I explored many countries with this guy to include Spain, Italy, Oman, Bahrain, and the UAE, which should be a rite of passage for every sailor. Fleet Week in New York City. Now I have some great Liberty stories about Fleet Week. One, I'll just give you a piece of it. Jose ate a whole gallon of ice cream in the back of a New York City taxi cab. But the rest of the stories for another time. So enough about me. Let me tell you what a few other sailors said about him. RS1 Christopher Smeagol, then RS2. He taught me about being a leader and caring for our sailors. It is possible to have fun with them while maintaining a professional image. He taught me about growth and what I could do to help mold, shape, and help challenge sailors' views of the Navy, whether they were good or bad. I remember will never forget his masks and his funny jokes that would always say whether it was to brighten your day or just make you laugh. He really taught me what a leader on the enlisted side should be and how they should present themselves. Chief Petty Officer Carver, then CS1 Carver. There are a few great quotes he still remembers from Jose, but this is probably his favorite. They say, never give up on your dreams, so I went back to sleep. Again, additionally, he also brought up Jose's fantastic accent that we continually love, especially when he makes up new words. He reminded me of the time that Jose truly believed that they weren't called tank tops. You know those things that you wear that, show your muscles? He thought they were tan tops. He literally told the whole crew, no tan tops in the gym. Once we started laughing, he goes, what's so funny? We said they're called tank tops. Did not believe us. He goes, why would they be called tank tops? They're called tan tops. So again, we started laughing, and I'm sure everyone could write a book on Jose's sayings and words, and there's many more that we'll discuss later today and tonight. Now back on track. So now Lieutenant Ian Levine, then Ensign Ian Levine said, throughout my naval career, I had the pleasure of working with some amazing people. As a newly commissioned officer, it was extremely important to seek mentorship from a knowledgeable Chief Petty Officer in order to understand the tenets of leadership. Master Chief Rodriguez was the first chief who taught me how to be a supply officer, whether it was understanding the importance of walking my spaces daily on board the ship, or sitting down with the husband agent to rectify port visits rendered while overseas, or making sure our sailors showed up for duty section muster in a clean uniform after a night out in Fleet Week, New York City. The number one thing I learned from Jose was deck plate leadership and keeping your face in the place. Wherever my sailors are, that's where I am too. I will always appreciate our conversation about unique design characteristics of motorboats and listening to you brag about your Mustang, although it's not really fast just because you put a bandit on it. Also, for the record, one-arm push-ups are not hard. I don't know how well you guys know Jose always brags to do one-arm push-ups. Not that difficult. Can you still do them? No. Ian finishes saying, thanks for everything you do. Fair winds and following seas, brother. Finally, LS2 Trent, who used to be LSS and Trent. This is my favorite memory encounter with Master Chief Rodriguez. Freshly arrived from his previous command in San Diego, he would first introduce himself to the entire S1 division. For a little bit of background, S1 division on board a ship, they handle the logistics, they balance the budget, even mail. So bread and butter on board the ship for logistics. And Master Chief, then Senior Chief, he was departmental LCPO, the whole supply department, but his bread and butter was S1. He sat there as a first class on board the USS Monterey, was also LPO. Anyways, what he mentioned during his first introduction would be truly eye-captivating to me. He stated that all of us he would be the sword and shield of S1. Essentially, what would that mean was as long as we were doing by the book and ethical processes, he would always have S1's back no matter what. And ever since then, what he said to me would stick to me to this day. He would always exceed my expectations on what it was to be a naval leader and naval chief. And clearly, he exceeds the Navy expectations as well. Before Senior Chief Rodriguez, at the time, arrived on Monterey, I was selected to run the financial management program during the infancy stages of being a senior. As soon as Senior Chief Rodriguez checked on board, he heard that an E3 was running financials and lost his mind. However, with some convincing and getting to know me, speaking for Trent, he said he gave me the benefit of the doubt and let me continue to run my program. Trent says, thank you for making this hit, not making a hasty decision to kick me out and letting me prove my dedication. May or may not be aware of this, but during clampdown or cleaning stations on the ship, I would always see him out and about every morning. He would be the only senior enlisted that I've personally seen that would walk on the deck plates and making sure that sailors were doing their cleaning stations. Seriously, he enforced it so well that it raised a question on why he would spend so much time on morning evolution that happens daily. Then I realized that to me, he was engaging sailors. That to me, he was leading sailors. That to me, that meant he cared. He helped form and mold future sailors and plus leaders in today's United States Navy. For me, he did those things. Plus, he helped me reverse what I thought would be an irreversible stigma of the Navy brought on by my first leading Chief Petty Officer. And even though he was my second lead Chief Petty Officer, Senior Chief Rodriguez is who I personally truly consider to be my first actual logistics specialist chief. And I'm pretty damn proud and blessed to say that. Logistics Specialist Senior Chief Petty Officer Rodriguez at the time had a big, warm, and welcoming personality. Lover to Batman, Superman, and cars, you name it. It makes me still laugh to this day when he's weirdly obsessed with yelling the word "Hi-ya!" Earth villains, Dr. Evil with his pinky pose. I think you see it on the Austin Powers in the world Gordo. Yeah, for some reason. On a serious note, and hey, I want to foot stomp this, and I found this out on Wednesday evening from this sailor. He said, we all have our personal fights and battles with our own personal demons. A couple of months after getting back from our first deployment with USS Monterey, I went through suicidal ideations. Senior at the time had to learn how to deal with this specific situation. Till this very day, I still think about what I put him through, and yes, I feel horrible. But that is how you know you're truly leaders that care about you, when they are tested and challenged during these difficult situations. If it weren't for the leadership and care factor that inwardly instilled into him, I probably wouldn't be giving you this quote today. So I just want to talk about that. I know suicide is a stigma we don't like to talk about, but Jose cared for his sailors. Jose was there for his sailors. Jose would do anything for his sailors, and that meant getting them the support that they needed. I knew he was thinking about it. I never knew he was that close. I don't even know if Jose knew he was that close. So Jose, I'm sure there's many more, but you literally saved a life. You have a statistic of a seaman going to second class instead of the statistic that we don't want. Good on you, Jose. Time does fly. Trent finishes up, he says, time does fly. I'm deeply honored for the opportunity to get this quote. I would like to congratulate Master Chief Rodriguez on reaching his pivotal milestone in his life. I'm so very proud of him and his family for dedicating their service to the world's finest Navy. Thank you for listening. I'm truly blessed to have you, Master Chief Rodriguez. Thank you for everything. So it's LS2 Trent. Besides the kind words that the folks mentioned, hopefully you noticed one other thing. Each one was promoted. Even in Navy where promotions were tight, sailors that worked with Jose were getting promoted. This just further proves Jose was always striving to ensure those people around him excelled and were constantly striving to achieve greatness. He continually challenged us to be better in both our personal and professional lives. He bred success because people wanted to work with Jose and felt lucky when they did. There's no doubt he made each one of us better, more well-rounded sailors and humans. To Jose's family, thank you on behalf of the Navy. I know thank you is not enough for the long days of work trips and numerous deployments, but on behalf of the Navy, thank you for letting us have Jose and for supporting him so he could be the best sailor possible. You have no idea how highly Jose speaks of you. His unconditional love for you goes without question. You mean the world to him. And I know we've only briefly met in person, but how much I know about you and how much he's bragged about you, I feel like I've known you my whole life too.
That's true.
Furthermore, you should be proud of your sailor. This man has done so much for so many. He has inspired people, including myself, in our personal and professional lives. He has been there when someone needs a supervisor, mentor, peer, or friend. This man is a class act and an American hero. So again, on behalf of the Navy and myself, thank you for sharing Jose with us. Your country is grateful. Since I know Jose loves some quotes, how fitting to use JFK. Any man who was asked this century what he did to make his life worthwhile, I think, can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy. Jose, not only were you in the Navy, you were in the top 1%. You were a Master Chief, and a damn good one. You made a lasting impact on the Navy, and we're forever grateful. Go enjoy retirement, because you deserve it. Be proud entering this new journey in your life with confidence that you have done more than most will ever do. You have trained the next generation, and they are ready to take on any task at hand because of your training, mentorship, and guidance. Here's to Jose, the man, the myth, the legends. Fair winds and following seas, shipmate. You can rest easy. We have the watch. Thank you.